Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to explain the different cloud roles that are available in the market and which one suits you. You can decide on that by watching this video. All right. So I've documented all these things in my GitHub repository. I'll make sure to add the link to this GitHub repo in my description box below. All right. So now let's discuss what are the different roles available, and later on let's dive into the roles and responsibilities of each and every roles that are present here. All right. So I'm not saying that these are the only roles that are available in the market, but according to my knowledge, I've covered almost all the roles that are available in the cloud industry. All right. So if I'm making any mistake, please make sure to comment below so that I can also learn and improve along with you. Right. So the first job or a first role would be the cloud administrator. So basically, cloud administrators will be responsible for managing and maintaining the cloud infrastructure. So we'll delve into the deeper section of what are the roles and responsibilities of the cloud administrator later, but I'm just pointing out what are the different roles available. So the second one would be cloud architects. So these are all the people who are responsible for designing and implementing the overall cloud strategy and architecture for an organization. Okay. So next is cloud developer, who's responsible for developing and deploying applications on the cloud. Next, fourth one is cloud operations. Basically, these are the people who are responsible for monitoring and managing the performance and availability of cloud based applications and services. Fifth one is cloud security. These are the people who are responsible for ensuring the security and compliance of the cloud environment. Next is cloud support, responsible for providing support and assistance to the users of the cloud based applications and services. Next is very important one, cloud sales, which is very hot nowadays. People are rushing towards it, but there are very less job available in cloud pre-sales or sales right now. Okay, so these are the people responsible for identifying and pursuing new business opportunities in the cloud market. Basically, they are going to pitch the solution in front of the companies and they are going to get you a project. So these are the different roles available. Now let's discuss the first one. As I mentioned, what are the roles and responsibilities of a cloud administrator? So basically, a cloud administrator is responsible for managing and maintaining a cloud computing environment. So he is sole responsible for maintaining and managing your cloud environment, right? So their specific roles and responsibilities may vary depending on the organization and the type of cloud deployment, whether it is a public cloud, private cloud, or hybrid cloud. Based on that, the roles and responsibility may vary, but I've considered in general what would be the roles and responsibilities. So some common tasks will include managing and monitoring the cloud infrastructure, right? So including servers, storage, networking, and all those things. So managing and monitoring cloud services such as virtual machines, databases, load balancers, and also managing and monitoring users access and permissions to the cloud environment. Let's say you are onboarding a new user, so you wouldn't you know create a user for that particular user who is getting onboarded. Instead, you will create something known as role and you will onboard that user into that role. So I'm not going to explain in detail, but I'm just giving you an idea here. So next, he would also be managing and monitoring security compliance in the cloud environment. So this need not be the same in all the organizations. There would be a separate team also, but I'm just summarizing what could be a cloud administrator role. Okay. Next, he would also be managing and monitoring the performance and availability of cloud based applications and services, managing and monitoring the usage and the cost of cloud resources. This is one of the important tasks of a cloud administrator. You should be knowing how to manage your cost, how to check what is the usage of the cost for that particular month, and all those things you need to know. Okay, basically billing and cost information. So you would also need to know managing and monitoring backups, disaster recovery plans, and all those things in your cloud environment. Next, you should also know how to manage and monitor software updates and upgrades. If let's say you are hosting some application on your cloud environment, and if there is any update on that application, or any upgrades that are happening, you should be knowing how to do that, right? So you should also know how to troubleshoot and resolve issues in your cloud environment. Let's say something is broken in the network layer, you should understand where exactly is the issue and come there and fix that particular issue, right? So you should know that. So you should also create and update documentation for the cloud environment, such as your diagrams, procedures. Let's say you are implementing new thing and you need to document that, because if a next person, if you leave the organization and someone else joins, even they need to understand that, right? So you should be documenting everything that you are doing in a procedural or a diagrammatic representation. You should also assist cloud administrator, may also be, they are also responsible for creating, configuring, and managing cloud identity and access management, cloud resource manager, and cloud deployments. So these are the common. I'm not saying this is the particular role of, and responsibility of a cloud administrator, but this would be a typical administrator job. All right, so next let's get into cloud architect. So a cloud architect is responsible for designing and implementing the overall cloud strategy and the architecture. Let's say you are a new startup and you want to scale your business. So if you want to do that, you should be knowing how to scale your business in terms of economy and also in terms of the infrastructure, right? So let's say you are an application company who is having your application hosted on your Google Play Store. Let's say 1,000 million users started using your application. In that situation, your application needs to resist that 1,000 million users, right? So for that, you need to have a cloud architect team. They will be designing all these things and they will provide it to you, and you need to implement it, right? So they are responsible for developing and maintaining a comprehensive cloud architecture that aligns with the organization's business and IT goals, right? As I already told you. So they are also responsible for identifying and evaluating different cloud platforms, services, and technologies to determine the best fit for the organization. Let's say there is a new service or a new tool that comes in. So cloud architects need to be, evolving and updating themselves. So whatever the things that come into the market newly, they need to adapt or try to inculcate in their business, right? So those things they need to do. So they also need to design and implement security, compliance, and disaster recovery strategies to ensure the protection of sensitive data and the systems. So this would be a role of a cloud architect. So they would be managing and optimizing the organization's cloud infrastructure and resources to ensure cost effectiveness and scalability. So they would also provide technical guidance and support to other teams and departments to ensure successful implementation and operations of cloud-based solutions. So staying up to date with the latest cloud technology trends and best practices to continuously improve the organization's cloud architecture is one of the important role of a cloud architect, right? So they would also need to collaborate with other IT and business teams to develop and implement a cloud roadmap and to ensure alignment with overall business goals, right? So they would also manage, monitor the performance, availability, and the scalability of the cloud infrastructure and ensuring that it meets the needs of the organization. So these are the different, roles and responsibilities of a cloud architect. Next, an important thing. So what is a roles and responsibility of a cloud developer? So it involves developing, testing and deploying cloud-based applications and services. So this includes working with various cloud platforms and technologies such as AWS, Azure and Google Cloud Platform, creating and maintaining the infrastructure and the architecture of the cloud-based application, including designing and implementing scalable high performance solutions. So collaborating with other teams such as operations and security to ensure that cloud-based applications meets the requirement of the business. So optimizing the performance and scalability of the cloud-based applications to ensure they can handle large amount of data and traffic is one of the important role, right? So ensuring that the cloud-based applications are secure and comply with the industry standards and regulation is the most important part of a cloud developer. So, identifying and troubleshooting issues with cloud based applications, working to resolve them quickly and efficiently is also the role of a cloud developer. Again, lastly, so he or she must be up to date with the latest developments in the cloud technologies and best practices and incorporating them into the development process. So this is also included for all the roles, right? So even a tester should know all these things. Even a developer should know all these things because nowadays technologies is evolving like anything. You need to update yourself, right? So that is why it is mentioned in this also. Next, let's see the cloud operations team. So they are responsible for monitoring and managing the performance and availability of the cloud based applications. Let's say the developer has already hosted the application. So it is the responsibility of the cloud operations team to make sure that it is working properly. If it is not, you need to go and check what is the problem with that and you need to fix that issue, right? So let's see what one by one. Monitoring cloud infrastructure and applications for performance issues and troubleshooting problems as they arise. As I told you, you need to look into the problems and you need to fix the problems. Managing and maintaining cloud infrastructure, including provisioning and scaling resources as needed, is one of the important responsibility. You need to ensure the security and compliance of the cloud environment. So managing and updating cloud-based software and application is also your role if you are looking for cloud operations. Providing support and assistance to users of cloud-based applications and services, implementing and maintaining backup and disaster recovery process is your role too. Next, implementing and maintaining security and access controls for cloud-based resources is also your role. So you need to collaborate with other teams such as development, security, and compliance to ensure smooth operations of cloud environment. Keeping updated with new technologies and advancements in the cloud to ensure organization is utilizing the best practices. As I told you, it comes in for all the roles. Cost optimization through monitoring usage and identifying is your important role because you need to make sure that your organization is spending very less on these things, right? Next is the most important, cloud security. So I'll summarize these things in a very professional way because if you go over here you have many different terminologies or the abbreviations but you might not know, but you can google and research on that, right? So you need to implement and enforce security policies and procedures to protect the organization's data and systems in the cloud. So managing and monitoring access to cloud-based resources, including user accounts and permissions. Let's say you're having a user, he needs a particular access, but you should not give more than what access he is needing, right? So in that situation, you need to ensure that you are providing the right access. So that is also a role of a cloud security engineer. So identifying and mitigating security risks and vulnerabilities such as network attacks, data breaches, malicious insider activities, you need to take care of this also. There are different tools available. I'll be also, if needed, let me know in the comments if you want detailed video on what are the different tools available for all the different roles that I've mentioned. I would be making a separate video for that. So, ensuring compliance with relevant security regulations and standards such as HIPAA, DSS, SOC2, all these things are different standards that are set by the industry, and you need to follow each and everything. So, providing guidance and education to other members of the organizations on cloud security best practices is your important thing. Managing and monitoring security of cloud infrastructure, including virtualization, containerization security, is your part as well. You need to manage incident response and disaster recovery plans in case of security breaches or other incidents. Performing regular security assignments and audits to identify and address potential security weaknesses is your role. Keeping up to date, as I told you, keeping up to date with the industry is your responsibility. Even if you're a cloud security engineer, or administrator, or a support, you need to do that. Next is cloud support. Cloud support associate. There are different roles that comes in when it comes to cloud support. So basically, you are going to provide technical support and assistance to users of cloud-based applications and services. You are going to troubleshoot and resolve technical issues related to the cloud environment. So you will be monitoring the performance and the availability of cloud-based applications and services. Communicating with users to understand their technical needs and requirements will be your main part, right? Keeping users informed of any changes or updates to the cloud environment, you need to do that regularly, right? Documenting and reporting on technical issues and their resolutions is also a key part, right? So you would be spending less time if you get the same issue next time, right? So keeping up to date with the new technologies and tools related to cloud computing, this is there for all the roles. Collaborating with different teams and departments such as cloud security, cloud operations to ensure smooth running of the cloud environment is your role too. Lastly, managing and maintaining user accounts, permissions, and access to cloud-based applications and services in support with your cloud security team, you would be doing that also. So you would be providing training and guidance to users on how to use cloud-based applications and services, right? Lastly, cloud sales, or some organizations call them as pre-sales. This is one of my, what do you say, goal, or I want to be a cloud pre-sales engineers in the future, right? So, but this is important role in the industry. You will be identifying new business opportunities in cloud market and develop strategies to pursue them. Building and maintaining relationships with potential and existing customers will be your key role. Understanding the unique needs and requirements of different customers and tailoring solutions to meet those needs is your part. Presenting the benefits and values of cloud solutions to potential customers, and addressing any concerns or business objections they may have. Collaborating with other teams such as product development and marketing to develop and deliver effective sales strategies. Keeping up to date with the latest developments in the cloud market will help you a lot. You will be meeting or exceeding sales targets and contributing to the overall growth and success of the organization. You would be collaborating with the technical teams to understand the product and its benefit or its different use cases to better articulate the value to the customers. So you would be negotiating and closing the deals and maintaining accurate records of sales activities and customer interactions. So this is one of the important role of a cloud pre-sales or sales engineer, right? So these are the different roles that are available in the market today. So I might have missed some of them. You can comment down below if I've missed anything, or if I've orated anything wrong, so that I can also help, or I can also edit this document. All right, so that's it for this video. I know it is a pretty lengthy one. You can skip to whichever you want. I'm just documenting whatever I know, right? So that's it for this video. If you're liking the content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel.